Welcome back to Transport Fever 2 on Sodor Island with the Red Cup Captain. Today I wanna try to extend our highway network, so we will reach Pierre Godreed and all the companies, the factories and like the resource generating facilities on the way. So basically we wanna go up this ravine and connect some of the factories. That's basically it. And when we still have time, we probably want to start working on the dams, so we make them a bit nicer, because I want to add water in the back and like level the terrain a bit. And that's basically it, if everything works out, of course. So let's start. So, one of the things I'm thinking a lot about is what's the best way to handle stuff, because we still don't have bigger trucks. Most of our trucks are quite small, but we also have these dump trucks, these big ones. And what I was thinking about was perhaps that we use them somewhere at least. But I'm still not sure how we do it, because they look kinda silly when you let them run through these stations. But we probably can find a way with the dynamic station and stuff to let it look kinda normal. That would also be one of the points I want to do at some point, because we have a lot of more mines here. I mean, we could ship the coal and the iron to the station and then let it ship via train to the steelworks, which we should perhaps do, but at least what we can do is we ship from the quarry to these two material plants with the dump trucks. That would be kind of interesting. But first we do the highway connection, and then from here I'm still not sure, like this is probably the end of the highway, to tell you the truth. All of these is probably like expressways or how do you call them? Like, I don't know. Still highways, probably. Yeah, but we will probably not connect all of these towns to our highway network. It probably will just run from like Pilgrimage then to somewhere here, and that's it. And the rest is then train and mostly other things. I mostly would prefer to do everything by train, but it's kind of, especially in like the later parts of the game, it's kind of getting hard. I mean, you could do really long trains, but it does not really make sense in our setup sometimes. And what I also need to think about and need to remember is that we probably need to replace our trains with not our trains, but our wagons with ones with bigger cargo compartments. Because we have too many trains on the line now, and I think it's mostly because we still use the really old small compartments, which probably make a lot of problems for us, because they can't really transport as much as we want them to do. I did that mostly for like economic reasons, because the other ones are cheaper, but now that we are like having money, it does not really make sense, because now we want more throughput. So another thing which is kind of problematic probably will be we can get them nice and parallel. So we will go up here, which is not really a big problem. The problem is, where do we like leave? Where do we leave our highway? And how do we leave it? We have these types of highway. I mean, we want connecting both of these farms, basically. They are not really farms, but probably farms, the best word for it. And we want to connect them to our food factories, so that we can produce basic consumer goods. And the game is like, does reconnections again. which it doesn't need to do at the moment. Okay, thank you. So what we want to use, I quite like these ones. Which direction are we using them? I mean, technically we need both sides, so it's probably better to use like something with like the traffic. No, I'm saying it again. The roundabout under it. I don't know why it always lags when you're like with some assets and some others it doesn't. We could use these ones. Are we using them? Because we have 2 connections, at least 3, perhaps more later. So yeah, let's use this one. This should give us enough options for how we want to do things. Which pillar comes? Okay. So this should hopefully give us enough options with all, like, because we want to go to the right of the highway and to the left, but I really don't want to build like 4 or 5 different. Yeah, it probably would make for like better traffic flow. It would make sense to have more of them, but okay, this was not so smart, but okay. It would make sense, but yeah, you never know. 4 lanes? No, it's just completely different asset. Damn it. Yeah, we're using the smaller highways. So let's try if the game gives us a nice connection for them. Probably not. Huh? I mean, it looks... Does this make sense? Does not, but we still can... Oh, we can make it. Yeah, this does not look really at all. So let's build it and then remove it. Which kind of sounds stupid, but that's mostly how I do it. There's probably a better way of doing it. But usually it's for me the easiest way of doing it. And then we connect. It's still a bridge though. Can we lower it? Yes, but then it wants to build a tunnel. This is really slow always, and I don't know why. There's really no way in doing it faster, which is kind of annoying. But that's the best way of... No, it's not really. So let's do it until there. And then we do the bridge again. It's kind of annoying, I know. But I don't know a better way of doing it. Just one of the points. Like, if somebody knows a better way, I'm happy to like listen, because it annoys me. It annoys me also because this is really not how I want to do it. But this looks better. And then we move it here again. I really don't know a better way to do it, to tell you the truth. I mean, I'm playing this game for a long time now, but I'm still not sure of all the stuff. Like, there should be some trick of doing it without always having so much difference in terrain height, but I can't figure it out. I mean, it does not make so much sense to have it like this, but on the other side, I don't really want to have a bridge which is like 200 meters high, which nobody would build in, like, perhaps they would. I mean, there are bridges like that. So then on the other side, we need to do all of this again then. How do you, like, I never remember, there's some way to, like, disable snapping. We need to bolt it from the other side. Yeah, it's like it's never curving the same way, which is kind of annoying. Could you please stop connecting? That's okay. What I should probably do is flatten it before I'm doing it, but it's fine. Like, it all depends on from which height you usually view what you build, and then you can't really see it. You don't really care that much, probably. Yeah. Then we select, oh, the difference between these two. Oh, it's how much this under the bridge, okay. Oh, this one can basically go. Well, let's do it. I mean, it makes sense because it's probably too much. No, it probably doesn't, because when we build this one now with the higher side on the other side, we probably can do it without a bridge. If we do this and then lower this, let's do it like this, because then we can basically flatten it and it looks a bit more how we want it to look. We still have a height difference in this one, so what's going on here? I'm pretty sure that the better way of doing stuff would be to, like, do terrain modifications before I build, but I'm usually having problems with figuring out where my stuff should end up, which is probably why I'm never doing this stuff. But from a logical perspective, if you really want to have it nice, the best way is probably to, like, first do terrain modifications and then build your streets, but I'm usually doing it the other way around. Where there's stuff away. That's right clicking, okay. Yeah, this works. And it looks kind of fine. I mean, probably we could do the same here where we remove it and then flatten it again, but yeah, I also don't want to change, like, all of the features of the map terrain, because then we could just play on a flat map. And here we want make it a bit nicer. And then from here we can go, and this looks kinda stupid, but it's okay. And then from here we will have connections to, I mean, I could have probably done it with just one, but it's fine. It's better probably if we could disconnect these two and these two connections. And we probably need to rework this as well. It needs probably Probably we can remove this tunnel here and connect them here, and then do a proper expressway. Then the next question is, how do we end our highway? It's a good question. I don't really want a tunnel, but I also don't want a bridge. Is there something between tunnel and bridge? I don't really want to. Good question. So from here, so that's basically our highway starts here, and then okay, that's fine. So our highway starts in Feel Good Read. So how do we solve it here? So do we do a roundabout? Probably. Good. I mean, would you end like a highway and a roundabout? That's a good question. Probably not. But I'm doing it anyway. So then from here we go connect here to there. Yeah, it does not like to do. Not really a game, it's me probably. Who's like. This looks better. Okay. So then that's basically it. That's our highway. And from here we connect to the city. And that's then it. So this is our highway connection. So now we need to add some greenery. And then we basically have one end of our highway. And the other end we will do probably at another time, because I'm kinda really into, now that I think about it, I really want to try it with the dump trucks. I want to do it nice. Because that could also help us with solving our problem with having. And this is another thing which I never understand. Why is it working not again? Because it's strength with 5. It's like I'm having problems sometimes understanding why the tools not wanna paint stuff. Skip collision. Okay, nope, it's not collision. And steep side random slope threshold. We don't have a threshold. Why is it not doing it again? Oh, it's because the strength reset. I was pretty sure I said it before. I'm never sure. Okay, it's the strength, but I was pretty sure that like some seconds ago it was like high. Well, who knows? Then we paint our way. I'm never sure, but like, I'm not sure yet what I should do with the middle stripe. Because you don't really have trees there. Oh, it's autosave. You don't really have trees there, but like, you also don't really have like high grasses. Sometimes you have, but usually like they get trimmed down. But to tell you the truth, I'm not really sure why like you don't have trees or something in the middle. It's probably because it's not good for like the It's not good for like the infrastructure. Because the roots of the trees or so, like something like that would probably like damage the road at some point. Because from a, like, I don't know, no, it's probably not. It's from a safety perspective, it's not really safer. I mean, it's safer for the other side if you have a crash when they like slam into a tree. But it's not really safe for drivers. Like, I'm thinking of stuff sometimes. It's like, yeah, it's safer, of course. Like, the car can't go over to the other road. Yeah, but it's not really making it safer if it slams into a big tree. It all depends on perspective, probably. Like, there's no traffic, it's safer without a tree, but if there's a lot of traffic, it should technically be safer if you have trees in the middle. It's an interesting thought experiment, but usually it's like you can't really do stuff like that anyway, because then it's morally not really okay. It's the same with like the same problem I have when I read about automated cars and stuff. It's like, yeah, but like if you look at statistics, it's like machines usually kill way less people than humans do. So why are we discussing if like they can only work if like they have no crashes at all? It's just like, that's not how reality works. I mean, airplanes have autopilots forever and they crash. The autopilots, like, there are points when the autopilot doesn't work right and it crashes. That's why we still have pilots in there. That should technically be it, but it's like with cars, they all behave like it's something completely different than everything else. It's kind of weird, but usually I think it's more that there's some other perspective behind it. There's like lobbying or some stuff, because I don't know, or perhaps I just don't understand it because I'm not really a car lover. Like, I like cars, but it's not like I would be totally fine with having like, it always depends, of course. If like you want to have a fun drive, it's probably fine, but that's also the most dangerous time probably when you drive, if you want to have fun. So I don't know, but for like going to work and shit, it's way nicer to have like basically tell your car like drive to work and you can do something else. That's why I usually preferred like when I went to work with like I usually preferred going by tram. Like, even if you have like bus, tram and stuff available, tram is usually, or train is great for like having commuting to work, because you have the time to read a book or something, because most of the like of the routes are pretty long. And then it's like I always thought it's so stupid to drive to work, because the time, like, it always depends, of course. If you live somewhere where it's not really possible, then I understand it. But like, I had colleagues who drove every day and they had basically close to the same route than me, and I never understood it because they were not faster than me. Like, when we drove at the same, like, started at the same time, we spent like close to the same amount of time, but I could read the whole time or do something else. And I think it's way more pleasant to just like have a driver. I mean, I would, like, if I could afford one, I would probably have like a car driver and have a nice car, but it's like, on the other side, I also really don't like it then. Like, in a tram, I feel way safer than like when I drive with other people, which probably doesn't make sense, but it's a way bigger vehicle, so you don't think really something can happen to you. Which, by the way, I was in an accident with a tram, which was kind of funny. I mean, nobody got really hurt, but it's like, you would think that a tram is so big that nobody drives into it, but it happens all the time, which is like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how. I mean, I can understand if you miss like a person or like a dog or something small, that I still can understand, but how can you miss a tram, which is like, I don't know, like, it's bigger than a semi-truck. Then if you can miss that, you should not drive at all. That's also not the greatest opinion, probably. But it's really a lot of stuff when you think about it. I don't know why we do it, but we are like, I mean, I understand why we do it. We don't really want to like take stuff from people who don't really deserve it because they're nice people. But sometimes when you see old people driving, or like some people driving at all. I'm like thinking, like, how can you allow them to drive? Because it's like, it's kind of weird that, like, I mean, at some point we perhaps have, but I'm not that sure, but I don't think really we do. Which is like, for driver's license, you don't really get retested, but like if you drive a truck or something, you get retested all the time. But I don't really think that a semi-truck is that much more dangerous, at least for like normal populace, than like a normal car. The semi-truck is just more dangerous for like a car, not for like other people. Because for you, like as a person, if you get driven over while you're on foot, it's like it makes no difference if it's a semi or a car. I mean, it perhaps makes a difference, but it's not that much. It's not nice anyway. Especially if it's like... And most of like accidents are not really like technical faults in the car or something like that. It's mostly like people's fault. Which we get back to. Machines don't do people faults, they do machine faults. Which are not great either, but it all depends. Because like auto braking and stuff, I don't understand why that's not... Like, we have this technology forever now. And it's annoying. I can understand that with somebody like that's... Sorry, I'm losing my point, but it's mostly with auto braking. The main problem is that other drivers are assholes and drive too close to you, so your vehicle brakes. I understand that it's annoying for like truck drivers and stuff, but on the other side, it's such a great feature. Like, I don't understand why, like, as a policy, you don't implement that. It's like you always need to do it, like in all cars, because most like highway accidents are like if you have slow moving traffic and stuff, cars driving on the end of like other cars, which is like with like ultrasonic detection and stuff where you have auto braking. How should that work? Because the machine, I mean, it could do false positives, but it usually should not be, because it's primitive technology. Okay, so I'm done with our highway. It does not look that great yet, but we are also not done with it yet. It's mostly just like doing a bit of decorating it, but that's not really our end goal. So this here should be absolutely like a bigger forest area, especially because we have the hillside anyway. So this whole hill should have more trees. I mean, I know why we don't have so many trees. It's mostly because of performance, but I never thought that the trees in this game make that big of like a problem, at least for me. It's mostly the wood planning. So if you would cache wood planning, I don't think you would have that much performance problems anymore. Because when you like place like bigger assets and stuff, it's mostly like, at least that's how I understand it. And I looked into it, and it looks like it is. It's mostly that the woods are recalculating while you're building stuff. Which I talked, I think, before about it already, which is, it makes no sense. Why would you do it like this? I mean, if the game is running live, I understand it. Then it makes totally sense. But you don't really, like, at least I don't do it. I usually pause when I'm building stuff. And then there's no point in it. Like, if the wood is recalculated, it makes no point for me, because the game does not continue. Then when I change something again, it recalculates it again, and so we are basically in like a calculation loop, which is pointless. I mean, I also understand that like the developers are probably, they don't have that big of a team, so I don't know if there's like some technical issues which prevent you from like caching, debuting. I mean, I can see, like, if I think about it, I can see a lot of issues with caching it. But that's also just implementing stuff, and I'm like, I mean, that's not the first game they are doing with this type of like logistics, so I'm not sure. It's confusing. Because I'm pretty sure they had caching or something else in the older games. Because at least, or perhaps I remember it wrong, it did not feel this annoying in like the first one. But perhaps I'm remembering it wrong. This does not look natural at all, now that I look at it. Or does it? Probably not. still continue and add some more trees here. I mean, this is kind of relaxing of like placing trees and stuff, but I'm never sure if I do it how I want it in the end, because it's kind of... Yeah, there should be trees. Like all these, especially the hilly flatlands, make not that much sense usually. So this should all work again, and you should go on the high, or you don't. Because this is the wrong route. Which one was annoyed? That is like, is it just the we should exchange these vehicles as well while we at it. Because if we send like really slow going vehicles onto the highway, we have fun later. I quite still like these ones, but they don't really make sense here. Yeah, let's choose these and then double them. Now that's the same point. If you go back to play it, it lags anyway because it recalculates all this stuff. I mean, we could probably do not use a roundabout here, but I'm thinking about that we probably want to connect up to here, to all these connections, and then later when we have bigger trucks, we probably can replace all the like, I mean, technically it makes sense to use boats for oil, but it's just the performance issues are annoying. So we probably will replace the oil line with vehicles or trains, which hopefully makes the game run a bit smoother. But then for let's have a look at it for now with the dump trucks. I'm again starting to not speak coherently. So this looks technically fine. We can do them extra wide. I'm not sure if that helps us as much as I would like to. And then we want them to have... Yeah, let's just... No, we don't. Okay, let's try it out before I'm thinking too much. Let's just try it out, and if we need to change the street width or stuff like that, we can do it later. Then we want to go from there to here. So we want to connect to... Okay, we are connecting to all the stations. Yes. And then if I remember correctly, we have streets for the dump trucks. At least I think they are for them. So then we connect from here to here. And perhaps it looks fine, we will see, because it could also still look stupid. That's one of the problems I have with it. It's like, if it looks too stupid, I'm not sure if we should do it or not. But I would kind of like to do it because it kind of looks like fun. Okay, so let's... How much do they cost? They are cheaper than trains, or not? But they have a lot of capacity. Look here, they have. So let's buy 4 and then do a new line from here to here, and then we can build this whole line. Manage line, remove the line, and then as well we want to probably to remove this terminal as well, because at some point I really want to replace these terminals because they just don't look right. I mean, they work nicely now, but you can't really do that much with them. And it's also basically I'm making my life too easy with them, which I'm realizing as well. So you want full load, you want to lock all, and this legs as well. You want to allow all of the terminals. And then let's have a nice look at our... it still does not look like I want it to look though. Let's replace this terminal as well, again. And then we have... Sorry. Saying sorry, nobody listens, but it's fine. Yeah. So we can probably use these ones or not. Platforms left. Let's just do 2. And then make them bigger. Perhaps then it looks better. Where's the street entrance on these ones? Should be there. So if we configure them, then we can get access to streets. Yes. Station entrance. Oh, I remember, we still have, I always forget, we have these ones. So let's use the crane ones. And perhaps it looks not as fake as it does with the other ones. I hope it does look presentable at least. Because like the only thing which, like, on the street they look pretty fine, but, and I mean that cause it's just in the stations where they look like really stupid. There, oh no, they're not that fast. But they're too modern. I hope that they would use like, or perhaps not. With these types of vehicles, it's really hard to see if they look modern or not. This is probably too modern, but I'm pretty sure that we had around this time already. Perhaps a bit later, but like an interesting question. When was like the time when? I mean, this one is too modern, but I'm pretty sure I have seen older ones of these type of vehicles. Yeah, it's still too small probably. I mean, at least it's animated. That's just kind of nice. And the cranes are animated as well. I did not know this. So use both of them. Probably have too many, but before we had like millions stocked in like terminal. I mean, perhaps you don't need as many of these. I mean, I kinda like them. And it should work out. I'm not sure if they are period correct, but there should be a type of vehicle at this time which does kind of fulfill this role, but we don't really have it in the game, which is the same with semi-trucks, because at this time around we should have semi-trucks at some point, but you know, I'm not sure yet. So if this works out nicely, that would be fine, because I mean, I like seeing trucks everywhere, but it's kind of like, it does not really make sense to have like 80 or 140 trucks on like a line and then this happens, which is not really what you want, though. At least it doesn't look like how I want it to look. I mean, if I could have more like fine-tuning with like the road signals, it would not be as bad as it is, but with how this game handles some stuff, it's not really possible to like... Okay. This is unloading really, really slow though, but it's probably balancing. Like, you produce... Oh, it's probably from last month or something. Because we destroyed this station. Okay. And we... Yeah, all this looks fine. I still quite like the conveyor belt system. I really like it. Okay, this looks fine as well. So we can basically solve this whole route with 2 of them probably. And that's probably it for this episode. Thanks, mates, for watching. If you have any like tips or something for me, just write below or like contact me on any of the options to contact me. I'm probably not like, I'm not the best in this game. Like, I'm seeing people who have a lot more ability to do stuff, but I'm just playing for fun. So I'm not too into it, and I'm also not playing like just fixing on one period and then fix there. So I like to have like progress in game. I want to build like stuff, and then I want time to progress, and then I want to change stuff. So thanks for watching, mate. I hope I see you again. Bye bye.